was it easy to get people to talk to you?
For each of my interlocutors, most of their stories were also not attributed to anyone.
So, one more question about the process of making this book before we go to the content. You interviewed many oligarchs, many people in Kremlin and close to Kremlin, and then in the book you really give this behind-the-scenes narrative of how these Putin years have gone, and you are quite critical in many points and towards many really important...
Might not be his personal friends. Let's say now we have at least two important persons very close to him politically, ideologically, and those two men are Nikolai Patrushev.
Patrushev hero.
Yeah, Nikolai Patrushev and Sergei Ivanov. Great. Those two, head of Secretary of Security Council and Chief of Staff, they share his concept of politics. They share his approach that Russia has been attacked, that there is a new Cold War, that Russia is trying to defend itself against the United States of America, and so on and so on.
If you were to guess the number of people who took the decision to invade Crimea, what would be your guess?
There are some more of them.
That one is... That one should be there. He took no decision about Crimea. I know it for sure. You know, in very well-known Russian propagandist film made by state television called Crimea Way Home, Putin himself described the situation, telling that they were four of them. And actually, we know the surnames. That was Ivanov, Patrushev, Shoigu, and another slide, please, Bortnikov, yeah, FSB. Exactly those four discussed that, and I really think that they were the most important persons, and it's very important just to imagine that the whole process started in December. Although sometimes it seems that everything Putin is doing is a part of very wise or very well-planned strategy. But no, they for the first time they started thinking of getting Crimea to Russia in December 2013. So only 2 months of planning. That's not that much. So and that's impose Yushchenko. So we could not win that war, and that was just an excuse for spending money without any purpose. But that was used again and again. And when the Maidan revolution in 2014 happened, if Orange Revolution of 2004 was like Pearl Harbor, this Maidan was like Hiroshima. It became obvious that yes, we are under attack. And now he sees every little thing as one more proof that war is going on. The doping scandal with Maria Sharapova is one more proof.
Even the doping scandal is part of the conspiracy.
Yes. Last year, when he was coming in New York for General Assembly of United Nations, probably you've seen some picture of him delivering a very important speech. He was not reading from the teleprompter. He was reading from his papers. And that was not accidental. That was deliberate because he wrote the speech himself, and he didn't want to give it to anyone because he was sure that the enemies would steal it and would change the speech, and that, it would be another speech in the teleprompter. That's why he didn't give it to anyone. that's his aides, see. So he's sure that that's that dangerous.
Wow. So the level of Mikhail can sit there and Katri, for example, there.
And Mike is here. He didn't even want to become a president. He was very reluctant in the beginning, according to the book.
Yes, but that's not conclusion. I try not to make conclusions, but I only write what witnesses claim, and usually that's more than one witness. I try to use multiple sources. Yes, he didn't want to become president, and there is a city legend that when being offered the position, he answered that he would prefer to be head of Gazprom than prime minister or president. And yes, his friends and his especially oligarchs close to him remember that in the beginning of his first term, he wasn't very much happy with his new job, and the situation wasn't that stable, and he wasn't that much self-confident after he had become years later. And then he never trusted opinion polls. He was more than sure that his approval rating, that was much more than 50% at that time, could collapse any day. And for instance, after the terror attack on Moscow theater, the famous Nordost tragedy happened, he was more than sure that it would ruin his approval rating. And one of his friends compare that situation to the reaction of Stalin after the German invasion. That was famous history that after the 22nd of June, Stalin left for his dacha and was sitting alone, waiting that somebody will come and arrest him. And Putin was unsure what is going to happen next after the Chechen terrorists attacked Moscow. He was more than sure that his rating would collapse.